ceremony took place last night at Yad Vashem in Jerusalem. You can view the 90-minute ceremony on YouTube and Facebook, which includes 6 Holocaust survivors chosen to share their testimony and to light torches in memory of the 6 million Jews who were murdered in the Holocaust. This morning at 10 a.m., 4 a.m. our time, the entire nation of Israel observed a 2-minute siren and moment of silence. Sirens blared across the nation as people, cars, public life came to a standstill for 2 minutes dedicated to the memory of the 6 million Jews killed in the Holocaust. If you have never seen this, it's compelling and it's moving. Cars on major highways come to a standstill right in their lane, exit their car, and stand in silence through the 2 minutes. The month of May is a very significant month for the nation and the people of Israel with the Holocaust Remembrance Day. May 13th, Israel's Remembrance Day, dedicated to the memory of the fallen Israelite soldiers and Israelite civilian victims of terrorism. And Israel's Independence Day, the day after, celebrating the reunification of the Jewish state of Israel in 1948 after 2,000 years of dispersion. This year, the month of May, is the most difficult one for the Jewish people in Israel, in our own nation of Canada, and nations of the world for reasons evident. Recently, I sat at a Passover table in the home of a very beautiful local Jewish lady with several Jewish families from the synagogue. One precious man shared how all his family from his grandfather's generation perished in the concentration camps in the previous Soviet Union. These are the heartbreaking realities our Jewish community has faced and will not forget on this Remembrance Day. Our Prime Minister visited the Toronto Holocaust Museum yesterday for a tour of the exhibits, including a tour that was taken from a burning synagogue and yellow stars that Jewish people were forced to wear to identify themselves under Nazi rule. Deborah Lyons, Canada's Special Envoy in Presuming Holocaust Remembrance and Combating Anti-Semitism, is currently in Poland traveling with a delegation of 22 university students from across Canada, organized by the UJA Federation. They spent a day in 2 concentration camps, accompanied by brave Holocaust survivors, recalling their personal stories of pain, agony, and joy. I took a group of high school students to a concentration camp outside Prague in 2010. The reality of the tragedy, the injustice, the humanity hit home and marked them. I have been to Israel 4 times and made it a must to go to the Holocaust Museum on every trip. Forever changes you and compels you to want to comfort the Jewish people when so many choose the opposite. So it is my prayer that these 22 Canadian university students will be marked and become advocates for the Jewish people in their communities in our nation and the nation of Israel. Posted by Deborah Lyons yesterday, quote, Yom HaShoah is a reminder that it is everyone's responsibility to ensure that the promise of never again is kept. There is much work that must be done to ensure that Canadian Jewish communities are not only safe, but able to flourish and thrive. Let us all honor the memory of the 6 million Jews and so many others whose lives were unjustly taken by ensuring that their stories are heard, their voices amplified, and their legacy endures for generations to come, unquote. Finally, the local synagogue extends an invitation to Moncton's annual Holocaust Memorial Service this Wednesday, May 8th at 7 p.m. Guest speaker will be Dr. Irene Orr, who was born in Poland after World War II to 2 Holocaust survivors. She grew up in Israel and later immigrated to Canada with her husband and to pursue her graduate studies. Dr. Orr has a long career as a professor of French and Quebec literature and Canadian studies at Dalhousie University. Thank you, Councilman Butler, for coming last year. I would invite every one of you, not as a councilman or councilwoman, but as a fellow citizen with the Jewish community, to come out Wednesday night to honor and show support to your Jewish constituents on this Holocaust Remembrance Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Ross here. I kindly ask not to touch the microphone because it makes noise, so just speak into it.
Hello, Councilman. My name is Karina Ross and I'm here with the Valley of Dry Bones Renewal Center. It is a new nonprofit. We started in Moncton by Monctonians. Our goal is to eventually be worldwide, and the entire idea is to end homelessness. We're currently seeking investors and executives for our executive board. Our plan is to create a platform for people around the world, professionals who are working with homeless people, to be able to communicate with each other and decide what is working and what is not working, and how we can work together as a community worldwide to be able to end the homelessness that's plaguing the world. There is no excuse for human beings to be living on the streets, and we feel that it's important for us as human beings to reach out with love to these other human beings. Our plan is to build a one-year facility and implement from other professionals the things that are working for them. We plan to have classes, hopefully with the colleges coming in, to teach people life skills that they may not have learned before, help them get resumes done up, and be able to better thrive once they're out of our facility. The second step to our plan is to have a foundations house, basically an apartment building where they will live. There will be counselors there while they integrate back into the regular world outside of our facility. We're planning on having cooking classes, and other ideas that have been brought to the table is a year-round greenhouse for garden therapy and art therapies as well, and pretty much anything else that we can figure out is proven to work consistently across the board. And we want to start by doing this in Moncton with our professionals, starting with our population, and hopefully getting people some help.
Thank you very much, Korea.
Thank you.
They created this problem though.
Ontario, which is to speak on property taxes.
I've been fighting it for 40 years.
My turn?
She's too corrupt to even think.
Hi, Shelley, by the way, your microphone is a little bit, we don't hear you well. Hi, Don, hi, Paulette, I don't know any others, I'm sorry. I'll take 2 minutes of your time. I am, whether I'm crazy or not, I have the ownership of a house, and this is where I live, and this is where I want to live until I can't do it anymore physically or mentally. And I don't want to consider this a super privilege or a fantasy. It's, I think it's my right to own that house. And I am one, maybe because of my fault, I am one who has a low income. And as you know, the price of food has gone multiplied by 2. I just paid $2,500 to heat a house. Not at 75 or 70, but at 60 degrees. Everything has gone up and up and up. And then I get a house tax on top of that. And I would like the city to consider that, if it's possible, to have people who make $25,000 or $30,000 or less, maybe an elimination of that house tax. There's not many of us. I don't think it would hurt you very much. I think if the total income of a household is 25 or 30,000, that's pretty low, and it might excuse the fact that the tax might be taken away. I was told to contact Greg. Greg Turner was not available until 4, so I had to be here. And then I was told to contact Ernie Steves, who was the Department of Finances, and I was told I was wasting my time there. So I had to come here and propose that idea. If it makes any sense to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Andre.
Next is a presentation by the Greater Moncton Housing Crisis of 2024, and to present is Bill Hennessy.
members of council. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to come and speak on behalf of Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber of Commerce, to discuss the housing crisis. And my previous presenters, as I show you some of the data that I've uncovered, and we'll fully understand and better appreciate the situation we have. I'm going to do two things today, and I'll try to go fairly quickly. One is I'm going to talk about the data in terms of what's actually happening out there on the street, and I'll see what kind of a story the data is telling us. And then two is I'll talk about property tax in terms of its opportunities and challenges for new development. So, first and foremost, of course, we've noticed that we've been enjoying the benefit of the last couple of years of leading the country in the CMA for population growth. If you look at the province overall, we're up 9%.
You're corrupt. You put me in jail for no reason. You had me arrested for no reason. You know who I am, and I'm coming for your job. I challenge you to an election. Excuse me? This is an open area. Don't put your hands on me. I'm challenging you to an election.
We're just gonna
Get rid of it.
Please.
You're corrupt. What?
Nothing. I haven't said a word.
Good.
Keep walking.
Don't. Fucking corrupt little bitch in there. I hope she gets into an accident tonight. But I challenge that bitch to a fucking election. Sorry, folks. Got kicked out.